שלום עליכם וברוכים בואכם ללקחי שפת עברים. שלום לכם. בטרם החלנו את הלקח, אנוכי חפץ לברכו. ברוך אתה אבויה, אלוהינו אדוננו, אלוהי אבותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב. כל הכבוד והכבוד לך. אנו פתחנו את ליבנו לקבל ולהשכיל בחוכמתך, בדעתך ובתבונתך, בשם ישוע. אמן.
This video was made to clear up any misconceptions about the vowels in the Hebrew language. But before I start, I implore you to watch this video prior to diving into the next videos I'll be posting about the Hebrew vowels. Hebrew is an Abjad language, or a consonant alphabet language, which means the consonants represent the consonants and some vowels. Full vowel indication or vocalization can be added, but this is not a customary practice. Hebrew, along with its sister languages, Arabic and Aramaic, follows this pattern. For the sake of time and simplicity, I will stick with these examples. I'm well aware of the other Semitic languages belonging to East, West, Central, and Northern regions. In addition, because we know that Hebrew and its people did not live in a vacuum, there would be evidence of cultural and linguistic similarities between themselves and those who lived around them. The Hebrews interacted or came into contact with the Canaanites, Ishmaelites, the Egyptians, Cushites, just to name a few. One would expect the language to reflect that to some extent. Bearing that in mind, what was said, Hebrew would not adhere to a set of laws governing the language dissimilar to that of Arabic and Aramaic. That impossibility is greater than the possibility. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And remember, when you subscribe, click on all so you can be notified when there is a new video posted. So let's start here. I have a simple passage from the first book of the Tanakh. That's Bereshit Aleph, Pasuk Aleph. That's Genesis 1 and 1. And without the appropriate knowledge of the Hebrew language, one would not be able to read this without vowels. So it's easier to start with the English to illustrate this point. For argument's sake, let's say I was not versed in English and I added a vowel. Let's pick the A vowel since it's the one that I've heard being used most frequently. So I have arrows here representing the placement of the A vowel. This placement is random and follows no pattern nor any rhyme or reason. The end result will look something like this. Now, to an English speaker, this will be an infraction upon the language, defying all laws of the English language. So these arrows are not random, but follow a pattern that places the vowel after every consonant. The end result is, however, much like the first example, defying all laws of the language, rendering the language useless. So let's see this example in Hebrew. Taking only the A vowel and adding it after every consonant, this too defies the linguistic laws of any Semitic language. So let's see how it sounds. Bara ayashayot, bara alhayam atha shamayam wa atha aras. If this was done to the Hebrew language and it sounded unfamiliar, how much else would it sound if I applied the same method to Arabic or Aramaic. To recreate an ancient language does not mean that the language was devoid of all vowels except the A vowel. Let's see if we could read the English without the vowels. So, here, it's wanting a vowel either before the N or after it. The same thing goes for these consonants here, and these consonants, and etc. But it is more possible for us to read this in English, knowing that we do have familiarity with the language. In a beginning, or in beginning, and since I know that in beginning does not make sense, my brain will go to in a beginning. There is no T, there's no H here, so I cannot say in the beginning. So in a beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Your brain naturally fills in the required vowels. So you must have some type of, again, familiarity with the language. It may not be completely, because you can start off with simple words, forming simple phrases, and go from there. And now to see the vowels in both English and in Hebrew. So let's start with the English. In a beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Naturally, your brain fills in the required vowels. So let's see for Hebrew, it says, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz. And it's that simple.
שלום וברוכות, טובות בעד שפתיכם.